Okay, Javier. So I'm going to change the subject slightly. So last week you were in here and we were chatting about a couple clients. I kind of want to take you through that story again because it was I found it fascinating. We were talking about a new client you just met with. You remember I don't remember what we were talking about.
There's been a lot of new clients lately. So which one is it? Business is good.
We were talking about teams. I think related to teams, like someone who didn't know teams. Maybe it was.
Is it Kirby Partners?
Maybe
the ones with the botched Teams implementation.
Yeah, there were two of them. I remember you saying one that didn't know what Teams was, one that had been used. Yeah, it was one that was on 365. Another provider had set them up.
Kirby.
Yep. That was it then. So tell us about Kirby. Who are they?
They are a firm that staffs CEOs. So they do high-end talent placement. So it's a little boutique business out of Lake Mary.
Okay.
And their office is like state-of-the-art 2012. Everything is just legacy. It's not bad stuff, and it's not configured poorly. It's just really old-fashioned. Mm-hmm. And somebody sold them Teams. Again, their MSP, the person who sells them servers and whatnot. And like, oh yeah, Teams is cool. Here, I'll do Teams. Which is not their focus. So
like the buzzword.
Right. It's the buzzword. And just another way to justify how much they pay or whatnot.
Now, were they already on 365?
They sort of. They have Teams and the Office suite, but they are using in-house Exchange.
But I guess previously to this provider, were they already using like their email? I guess you said they were on-site Exchange, so they were using an on-premise server. Mm-hmm. So adding Teams was just a piece of the platform, I suppose, right?
That's right. Yeah, they see the light. They just they're like, we have this guy when we've used him for years, and he's fine, and we're stable, but. What's new? What's exciting? Where? And I said, your stuff. We took a tour, and I said, there's something wrong with your setup, but it looks like it's 2012 in here.
Mm-hmm. How many employees are they?
11.
11. Do they feel like they're in touch with everybody? Everybody all connected up? I mean, like, do they have any problems? I mean, what's
driving?
I'm trying to drive you. What is Teams doing for them, or what's their vision or your vision for Teams? What it can do for them?
Well, so my vision for them is they have a desire for modernization. Again, their business is very competitive. They're dealing with the top of the top talent. So you have to appear. It's at that rung of business. It's not only am I a good fit for your client, but are you a good fit for me? Should I be wasting my time as a CEO with you? Mm-hmm. So they're looking for an advantage. Anything that makes them look sleek and dynamic and new, more modern. Mm-hmm. And they have hardware and they the same thing. And they're like, I don't know, I just bought this, and that's how many more years do I have to have it, and do I need it? All those kinds of things. They're looking for everything new. They've decided the owner is a forward-thinking woman, and she's like, I know this isn't it. So where am I going from here?
Yeah. So someone recommended Teams because that's the buzz right now. Microsoft has got this big campaign saying everybody get on Teams. It's the fastest growing application, blah, 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 blah. But installing Teams isn't just installing Teams, is it?
No. It's too big an animal.
Mm-hmm. Because Teams is really the thing that sits on top of the entire platform that simplifies it, right?
That's right.
Like, what is Teams to you?
So Teams really is Microsoft's collaboration platform. It is a unified platform that links together and integrates Microsoft's core flagship products. So Exchange, SharePoint, and the Skype for Business infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So that takes it's all of the communication and collaboration pieces. This is a one-stop for everything. Mm-hmm. And it's versatile, it's dynamic. One of the biggest obstacles that I've had in my career and others have had is like, well, I don't want to learn one more thing. Do I have to watch one more thing? Oh, I have to have a website. I don't know where the website is. Can you send me the link again? I don't want to do that. And Teams is all sitting in one place. Now, an interesting little thing I read on the roadmap was something that was in the working on catalog section was visibility into the Outlook inbox on the left banner.
Yeah, boy, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? That could almost like.
That's the thing. When Teams first came out here, I said we were almost able to just like get rid of downloading Office.
We're close.
Yeah, I mean, then you just put Teams on there. Email's gone. That frees up another one of my monitors.
That's sort of my idea. Is like if all I need is a Surface and stick Teams on it, it would be everything I need, right? If it could be that simple, right?
So there was a movement like about 10 or 15, maybe 10 years, 10 years ago, where folks were like, the only application you're going to have on your computer is the browser. It's going to be all the browser.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And some people have gotten pretty close to making that happen, but there's just some things that need horsepower, right? You just need, all those accountants out there with the complex pivot tables and all that kind of thing.
I was going to say Excel is probably
Right. So you can get so far Excel in a browser, and for a lot of folks you can get away with it, but you still have to have something in the background.
I mean, we collab all the time using Excel.
There's always a power user.
There's always
that,
a power
that
user.
uses those features that you're like, who the hell uses these features?
Some accountant, right?
And there's always one in every organization
Right,
that
and
uses that one feature.
Exactly. So Google has done a pretty good job, honestly, of getting it all into one browser, but they've reached the limit. I mean, there comes a time where it's like, well, we want to do this, and this, and our business needs this. Well, when you grow up and you need to have very complex things running in Excel, you're going to say, well, you could use the Office suite for that. And when Microsoft's in the background going, it's easier for me to build the web piece than it is for you to build the Office suite.
Well, that's your power user group in Intune.
Right.
Everybody else just doesn't get it, but your power user group gets Office, and they get whatever they need for the horsepower.
I was taken back about 2 or 3 years ago. My kids were required to have a Chromebook to go to school because they were switching to Google, where everything was online. The Word documents, the documents, the sheets, the spreadsheets. And they used it for a few years. And what I was like really interested in that idea, because it looked like a lot of the younger people, the people that were starting businesses, they don't have a lot of money, so they go to Google, right? And Google had everything there in a suite and kind of could get you going, right? But even what I found out more recently is that you still have to communicate with the real business world, which is already using Office, right? And so you're in this compatibility problem between whether you can share information, whether the documents work. And so you're sort of like splitting the world in half, right? There's a small margin of Apple users that are out there. They're using their thing too, right? So there's these 3 worlds out there, but mainly Google and Microsoft worlds. What I saw was Microsoft thing trying to become more like Google, where they had these online documents to become more compatible. And more recently, what I've seen is even the school that they go to is they've abandoned the Google solution and gone back to more traditional tools, which are like the Office suite, because that's what people use in business,
Yeah, well, they hit a wall.
Yeah, they hit a wall. And so there were just some things they couldn't do and just got more complex and things like that. So I give it to Microsoft to adapt somewhat to get to doing the online stuff, but also still making the regular client more integrated with online as well. Yeah. And I think a lot of people miss that about Office. There's 2 things. One, Office came in a box. It used to, right? So you get a CD, you install it, right?
What's a CD?
Yeah, what's a CD?
I thought they were plastic floppies.
I just bought a new computer, and somebody asked me, "Are you getting a CD player for that?" I'm like, "No. What would I use that for?" But yeah, so many people are used to buying Office like in a box. And now Office is like online. You just download it, right? But what they're missing is the other piece of Office, which is the piece of Office where it's connected to the online network, the cloud, right? So all your files can be saved online and things like that. So, but then also if you're on another computer that doesn't have Office installed, you can get to it with a browser as well and still feel like you're connected to the same documents and things like that. So I think that's a neat thing.